Yo, people, welcome back to Ping of the Week. It's your boy, the WARMAN. The Ping Lord's here as well.
Yo,
You can see him there.
We're back.
And today we got a interesting story. The main man, Terence Crawford, has been stripped of his WBC super middleweight title. But yeah, before we get into this one, guys, make sure you're liking, subscribing, and all of that. Come on, let's get the likes and subscribers up. Support the channel. And yeah, for the daily combat sports content dropping every day, man. So make sure you're tuning in. But yeah, man, this one, bit of a mad story. So yeah, so let me move this across. You see here, Terence Crawford has been stripped. So it says the WBC have stripped Terence Crawford of his super middleweight title due to unpaid sanctioning fees. So yeah, it's a bit of a madness nowadays in boxing. You got to pay to keep the belts, which is, I suppose, you know, we'll get into it why people are paying for belts and all this. So it says Terence Crawford allegedly earned $50 million for that fight. Appreciating the magnitude of the event, the WBC modified its rules to limit boxers' bout fee to a 0.6% sanction fee instead of 3% that the WBC rules and regulations require. So imagine that. Usually it's 3% of your purse. Like, that's obviously 3% of a. Imagine 3% of 50 mil would be a madness, but they lowered it to 0.6%, which is still 300k.
Nah, get out of here, man.
Which is still 300k, which is a madness, isn't it?
They don't
So the
deserve
WBC
nothing.
was going to allocate. So this is the reason apparently why people pay for belts. So the WBC was going to allocate 75% of the champion Crawford's boxers bout fee to the Josie Suleiman Boxers Fund. The WBC had no choice but to act, considering champion Crawford had received ample notification and multiple opportunities to address and resolve this situation. But yeah, so basically what they're saying is, you know, it's the rules, man. You know, you didn't pay. We give this to this. Listen, I don't know what this fund, boxers fund is, but they say it goes to help old boxers and that. Now, bro,
You get out of here, bro.
we need to see the proof of this. That's what I want to see the proof that this stuff goes, because a lot of boxers talk about this. Even Spence was mentioning it. He was saying, yeah, like there's all these sanctioning fees. Like he start thinking. I remember even Rickard after one fight, some guy come in asking for his fee, and he was like, "Well, you got balls coming in here straight after the fight asking for money. Like, you know."
Yeah.
But yeah, like they just come and ask them for money. It's like a money making scheme. So people are saying, fair enough, certain funds to help boxers, but like they're saying the amount you lot are taking, it's looking like a money laundering. Like these lot are just going out for private events and that. You know, the WBC functions.
Yeah. They're spending it on medium rare steaks.
I lie. No, we need to get into this and see, you know, what people have to say. I've seen some interesting theories. You know, people just talking about, you know, why people need to pay. Does it make sense? If not, and then we hear from Mauricio himself. We hear from Crawford. So yeah, this is what the WBC president Mauricio Suleiman had to say about Crawford not paying his sanctioning fees. Let's get into this one.
Beats Canelo.
He did not comply with the rules.
He's Mexican.
Did not comply with the rules. Then he moves up to super middle and makes the fight of the century. Beats Canelo, makes $50 million or around that. The WBC absolutely is not going to charge 3% of such an amount. We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need. And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry, taking a different route. No response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness, and I'm relieved to tell you.
The WBC, he's cold. Nah, this guy's a top money launderer, I'm telling you. Nah. WBC, you know what it is, bro? The WBC green belt, everyone wants that. They know they can finesse people, bro. I'm telling you, WBC green, they know what's going on there. But man said not even a sorry. I don't know.
What is it?
Let's see what Crawford had to say though, because I think he might have been triggered by that video. That's the story.
I'm not even Crawford. I'm triggered. What is he talking about?
I don't know, bro. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? He's talking like 300,000 is nothing, but let's see what Crawford had to say here quickly. Then we can get into this. See who we agree with.
About me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees. Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize? Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanction bodies? Huh? Answer that question. Everybody accepted what I was giving them. The WBC think that you better than everybody. And you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. You want me to pay you more than the other sanction bodies because you feel like you better than them. You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy anyway. The fuck am I paying you every time I step foot in the fucking ring? I'm the motherfucker that's putting my life on the line, not you. You ain't stepping your motherfucking ass in that ring. Why should I have to pay to carry your belt? You should be paying me. This dude gets on a plane, gets a hotel suite. Him and his buddies, they go out to dinner, 5-star
steaks,
meals, steaks. All that, you know, and
I'm thinking that's what funds it. They need some of the. I hear it. I hear the minimal fees, but when it starts getting to the 100Ks and they're saying stuff's going to charities, they said we need to see some of these old fighters come out and go, yeah, these men help me, because right now. We'll get into this. Let's finish this bit quick. But even Spence was talking about this. But yeah, I'll play that as well.
Guess who got to pay for it? Us fighters. We paying for y'all to come out here, have the time of y'all life, stay in the best hotels of y'all life, and it's all done on our dime. Every time we step foot in the ring, we gotta pay them a sanction fee like they the government. We getting taxed. It's crazy. Mauricio, everybody in the world know you was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo. It's okay. It happens. Say congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting. You should have took the money and you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. But you want to make it about you. Oh, well, you stripping me. Like, I've been stripped before. Doesn't matter. I'm still considered the undisputed champion. I'm still the champion in the division. How you love that? You're not for these fighters. You probably worse than the promoters. Turkey. I hope y'all get that done, man. I hope y'all get that done so we can all see, you know, people face like this guy, you know, go away from boxing because they ruin the sport. They got they ranking systems when people be mandatories for years, like Benavidez. They don't strip these fighters. The WBC, you ain't never see them strip no Canelo. For the Benavidez, he was what, mandatory for like 2 years? It's crazy. That's that favoritism shit. Still the champion. Can't take that away from me. History already been made, baby. I am legend. I'm about to go in here and give me a turkey burger. Fat boy.
Hey, listen, there's bad stuff going on. People think this is a one-layered situation, but that's that side. But you know what I mean? He made some good points there about, you know, these people is like taxing them. They're talking about helping old fighters. Oh, you lot, what fighters do I still ain't seen no listen, but they need to come out with their facts why people are paying so much. And also That's a good point, bro. There's a lot of favoritism. Like Canelo, see how long Benavidez was my man's mandatory.
Yeah,
You didn't strip Canelo, did you? But certain things like Canelo pays the fees. You get it. They like Canelo. He's gonna pay the money.
And I bet he gets discounts as well,
bro. They just know Canelo the money, man. He's calm, or the way he deals with it. He knows that's some of it. He's patting it that way, but.
My thing is it seems a bit stuck because now I'm deep in it. I'm like, there's so many weight classes in boxing. So you're telling me every single WBC green belt from all of the hundreds of fighters, they just
3% they get 3%.
So what is that annually?
How much 3% do they need, bro?
Yeah,
they're getting bare little 3% everywhere from nothing.
There's hundreds of fighters, so they're going on Crawford about this, and I'm thinking, wait, this seemed like a bit of a scam.
Why?
I don't know. I don't like this. He's trying to use the whole, we're trying to help the fighters. But I know there's fighters with Parkinson's, fighters on the street.
Yeah. What can, bro?
Most fighters have to work like normal job. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's mad. A lot of fighters are struggling, bro. But even Lamont Roach had a little, he chimed in on this one as well. Let's see what Lamont Roach had to say.
An insane amount of money. So 3% made an insane amount of money. So 3% of an insane amount of money is a lot of money.
I think it's 0.6%.
I think they lowered it for him, maybe. But it's cool. It's not like everybody hasn't done it. Everybody's been doing it. So, it just might be a hiccup or bump in the road or just something that might start a revolution. I don't know.
How hard is it for you to write that check?
Built to win, along with sponsored by
sadly, I make sure mine come right out of my check. Made an insane.
See that? It's just like a tax basically at this point. But I want to touch on some other stuff because people like Spence said this a while ago. So I'm saying they praised Earl for saying it, but got mad for acting on it. So but back then. That's what Spence had to say about these sanctions fees and that.
Turn my mic back on. Turn my mic back. And we got to know where, we getting 3% to these organizations. We got to know where this money going to. A lot of times they getting, you got Canelo and Josh and all these guys, making $50 million. And these belts getting 3% of that. Where is it going to? How is it helping the fighters out? What are they doing with it?
Facts, bro. There should be some boxing health insurance society with that type of fee.
Yeah, what's going on? It's all sketchy, man.
Yeah, I can't lie. When you're getting that money for no reason, it can't all be just, listen. But yeah. Someone said it's just you've got people hating on Crawford though. They're saying it's safe to say Crawford just couldn't afford Canelo's throne. It takes more than skills to pay the bills, or let's say he was too cheap to pay gratuity. So what kind of take is this, bro?
But this is the same thing. Like people, how are they spinning this narrative around?
They're just Canelo bad boys. They're angry. And it's the dominating era. This guy's getting onto him and you're an absolute blight to the journalistic, analytic, and overall integrity of the sport as boxing as a whole. You're a fungus, an aggressive form of cancer. You with a phone is like giving a chimpanzee an AK-47 days. Facts, bro. I said, I like Demon Time Bud. Boy told Mauricio he ain't paid ish. No. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that... Oh, so yeah, this is what I got to get into. So I hear it, innit? We know the Crawford side, like, why we paying money, But some people are saying, and listen, I don't mind a little conspiracy as long as you can make a bit of sense. I can see another side to this as well. Because it all could be to do with like whose side you're on and all of this. So someone said, which is quite interesting, I started thinking about it. I said, actually, hold on. Because Crawford did mention Turkey, but he goes, it's pretty obvious that Bud is Turkey's lapdog and is using him to strengthen the whole bin the belts narrative. I turned that video off when he started talking about the ring belt. I was like, what, the ring belt? So I was looking into this. And he goes, I didn't see it, but yeah, I figured Turkey put the battery in his back and goes throughout the entire build-up, the fight to a celebration, they made it obvious. So basically they're saying they're trying to make this ring belt now. The only thing that matters. Yeah, and then like the ring belt's always there. There's all the other belts. That's what they're saying. And then it sort of he's been saying this for years. You just started believing him because of this fiasco. Yeah, he said, I'm just starting noticing patterns since TKO got involved. I'm thinking, fair enough. But people are not saying, no, it's not true. But listen, maybe he's trying to bring in the new Turkey area of one belt and that. But maybe like, who says that's wrong? Maybe Turkey's is
Well, that would be
options
better. It'd be like
one
UFC. The best would actually fight the
one
best.
belt. There's not that many sanctioning fees. Would be a little thing there, just one little thing. The best fight the best quick. Not all of these bias ass man sitting there getting elevated super champions. Too much BS. But then again, it's like Turkey trying to take control in it. So people have got these different theories about this.
And you know, I was thinking,
though.
people were getting onto the UFC for the BMF belts and all that nonsense, yeah. But low key, what the hell? Like, there's WBC silver, WBC super bronze, super
What?
twos.
Did nobody have to pay sanction fees in WBC silver? And just 1%.
Nah,
That Baba silver house belt logic. That's also Max Kellerman. Yeah, I've seen this. I think there was a video of Max Kellerman talking about it. The way Max Kellerman shamelessly talks about the ring belt, like an advertisement on that show they do, is corny. Dudes literally are on there running propaganda. It's unwatchable, along with Mike Coppinger stuttering the entire time. And the sanctioning body's incompetence led to them being able to swindle viewers that were already upset looking for a hero. You see how Dan is treating Aspinall, and they think they're in for a good time. Yeah, you hit the money on the head, bro. It's going to be more of the same without any option for accountability. Sad. So yeah, they're trying to say they're trying to do the one belt system, all control, a kind of a monopoly of Turkey, Dana White type stuff. And then I think the bad thing about that is this is a bit of a conspiracy. I've heard this before. They're like people thinking, Turkey's good at the start when he gives everyone bare peas, but once he gets control of everything, he can just pay what you want, and there's no other competitors. I think that's what they're trying to say. Which could actually get worse. Yeah, which could actually become worse. So it's like, fair enough. There's another side to it. I don't mind conspiracy as long as you're not just making excuses for drug cheats.
Yeah, exactly.
They spiked my
But
the Hades, Ryan Garcia, the Hades spiked my supplements.
But then you can also say, it's like, but you can say, oh, this guy's going to take out of sport boxing. But what if all these champions would make one more in one fight than they did in their whole careers? So it's like, what? So you're telling me, I mean, at the end of the day, it's meant to be for the fighters. The fighters want to earn the money and then be able to keep it.
But this is also Nick Khan discussing how an enhanced Muhammad Ali Act would provide boxers with option to eliminate nonsense. Let's see what he. This is a bit of the dodginess when they talk about changing the Muhammad Ali. You have to get to watch these, man. They're a bit big here.
The IBF either pleaded guilty or was found guilty in federal court of corruption.
Right.
So the Muhammad Ali Act was intended with a pure purpose of protecting the fighter. What we're suggesting with the Muhammad Ali Enhancement Act is to leave the Muhammad Ali Act as currently drafted alone. We're not proposing any changes to it. What we're proposing, we call it, is an or. Another option where you can come over and fight for any promoter you want who has its own system that doesn't have to abide by what we think are arbitrary rules of the sanctioning bodies, unfair rules of the sanctioning bodies, which would thereby allow a champion like Terence Crawford to defend his title against the #1 contender rather than, you have to fight the super champion, the champion in recess, the interim champion, the WBU champion, whatever all the nonsense is. It's that simple.
I can't lie. The only thing that makes me, because I'm definitely a conspiracy guy. The only reason this is a bit paranoid is the timing of it. So Crawford comes out grilling them, man, and then they just got this online talking about it. Yeah. People are like, the timing. I think let's take a look at the comments. Sanctioning bodies are one part of the problem in boxing. The belts are historic and producers granted. For all the years I've been watching boxing, most weeks of the year, they make ridiculous decisions, favoritism, bias, corruption. That's one slice of the issues in boxing. It's true. It says, funny you put Nick Khan. Why don't you put Rob Masery? Get both sides of it. Very one-sided for your company. I don't trust none of these guys. Coming from WWE or UFC, none of them deserve a seat at the table. It's true though.
It's true because
when they're coming from
WWE.
UFC and WWE, them man ain't getting peas, bro. Them man ain't getting violated, bro. So we need. I'm telling you, there's something going on.
And also, why it's sketchy is because it's not like Crawford's. Well, he's not at the start of his career. You know what I'm saying? So he could stop boxing, be cool.
Yeah.
But then the next fight that's coming up, the next boxers could be like done now.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to affect.
Yeah, so
it's going to affect it. Nick Khan is a slick talking charlatan, and Max Kellerman is a TKO shill. False narratives and trying to manipulate people that are blatantly see-through. It would legally bar UBOs from co-promoting for a massive fight. This would ruin whatever is left of boxing. Imagine a world where the top two fights in the weight class are legally barred from fighting each other because they don't have the same promoter. It's effing insane. Finally, a common sense talk, reform talk. Letting elite fighters pick their promoter, not be forced into random arbitraries, would be massive for the sport. So some people agree, some people disagree. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think, man. Very interesting.
Why is he doing that?
It's Mauricio. Mauricio, do you think Mauricio Solomon? Do you agree with Mauricio Solomon was stripping Crawford? Oh, God. I see this guy says, I don't like the game Buddy's playing. The only belt that matters is the ring belt. Who told you to say that, Turkey? Yeah, apparently he's been talking about the ring belt, innit? The ring belt carries the lineal. That's it's the only belt that matters. Yeah, guys, tell us the benefits and the cons of having multiple belts. Bud is a puppet for Dana and Saudi. No type of integrity or seriousness. That's Buddy. I think he's going a bit far. They're acting like he's doing something new or honourable. He's an effing puppet. As soon as he goes on, my competitor is quoting promoting the ring belt. They're playing in boxing fans' faces. I can't lie, I actually see these man's side. Like, even if they sound like haters, when someone has a bit of a point, I'm like, oh. The WBC and the F3 is presenting the case for TKO. You see it, so the timing of it all isn't coincidence. Solomon WBC is a villain, while Zuffa TKO portrays itself as a savior of American boxing. Yeah, sounds like you're spot on. Who better at this time than Bud Crawford to be the front man? They realize that Dana White is about as unlikable as a person as imaginable, but a fighter who got it out of the mud is easy to sell. Bud is the Trojan horse for Zuffa TKO boxing and their UBOs. Yep, Turkey Man and TKO having Bud address it is all they needed. Yeah, very interesting timing. It's the harsh truth. But yeah, now these guys, I'm telling you, bro, it's something about my intuition is telling me they got some sort of point here. Also, let's listen to Sean Zettel. That's what Sean Zettel had to say here. So about the WBC's decision.
I think Mauricio didn't understand when he inherited the top of the company from his father, Jose, just how much leverage he had with the legacy of that title. All the great from Mayweather and De La Hoya. This really started for Mauricio when he folded to Canelo. And Canelo, I think it was around the second or first Golovkin fight, and he kind of bended to Canelo's whims a little bit, and he didn't understand, look, even Canelo will come back if you hold your ground. And that was a chance for Mauricio. You hold your ground here, you could hold your ground with anybody because he's the face of boxing. If you hold your ground against Canelo, you're setting a precedent that nobody's above this belt. And if Mauricio would have played a few things differently, he might have got himself into a position where the WBC really is just head and shoulders above the other three. But short-sightedness, I want this 3% here. I want my belt on camera in the ring here. And all those short-term gain, long-term, put him in the spot he's in now. So.
So Mauricio, he's flopped it. He's flopped the company from his dad. He's sold. He's selling. He's selling out the WBC.
Yeah. Does seem a bit personal with Crawford though. Once I heard the Mexican accent, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And he was salty with a Canelo ass whipping. Yeah, people still act like WBC is more prestigious. I don't know why. This is Solomon's dad probably was a legend that made the WBC green belt look cold and that would float. He's done his job because I love the WBC green, but
because it had the different faces on it.
Yeah. Oh, that was cold. Even Eddie Hearn had a little chime in to see what Eddie Hearn's saying, man. But yeah, I think that's probably the last little thing we'll play though. But yeah, so the new era
is a little bit like going out to a restaurant, having all the best caviar and lobsters, and the bill comes and you go, I ain't paying that, and you just walk out. Now you sat down at the table, you wanted to eat all the good stuff, you got to pay your dues and you got to pay your bill. Now what he will say in answer to that is, yeah, but the bill's too much. It's like, no, the rules are their rules. But Terence is looking at it going, well, it's 300,000. But it doesn't. You wanted the opportunity to call yourself an undisputed champion, right? And the only reason you can do that, the only way you can do it, is to fight for the WBC world title. So if belts don't matter, then surely undisputed doesn't matter to you. For me, if you want to fight for the undisputed championship, you have to abide by the rules of that belt. But this is the era of the new wave of boxing coming in is going to try and all the belts.
I can't lie. I disagree with everything Hearn said until the last bit there.
Yeah.
He was kind of just waffling about it. Telling us like, bro, no, bro. Well, he's paying money to fight. We're not eating, bro. We're risking our lives in the Ricky joke. But he's right about the new wave of boxing.
Yeah, the Dana is so.
He's just trying to say, let's get rid of all these belts and just hog it all, monopolize it, and then, bro, I don't know, man. It's some sticky business, but we heard for the man himself, Crawford. He's been stripped. He said, "F that, I ain't paying that." But you know, it looks like there could be some ulterior motives going on in the boxing world. You know, it's definitely moving towards the, this one belt system stuff. Yeah, they're just trying to make it, make out like a hero. Crawford's the guy that's saying, "Yeah, we don't need the stuff." But hey, man, am I reading too much into this, guys? Let us know in the comments what you think about this. Should they just, not have these ridiculous sanctioning fees, or maybe cap it for certain fights? Like it has to be a max of, I don't know, 80 grand. Like, why do you need more than 80 grand? What are you not doing?
It's true.
How can you need more than 80 grand for what?
If they could show us, like, actually going to certain fights.
So, bro, all these charities, I'm not hearing none of that, bro. What are these charities doing? But anyway, yeah, let us know in the comments, guys, what you think. But yeah, Ping Lord, any last words?
No, man. I just feel like I feel like both people can be right at the same time, and they're trying to spin it to say Crawford is saying this, but Crawford and Spence are both saying the same thing. Like, just show us where this money's going. Like, don't just be eating steaks. You know what I mean? Like
lobster steaks, and
5-star
five-star hotels.
Yeah, it's a bit like
that's crazy.
As long as you can show where the money's going, I think then people will be like, "Oh yeah, you know what? I can actually. This is something I can put my money towards." But like, how many charities? The Red Cross, all these other random charities we know, just steal people's money and don't help. You know what I mean?
It's mad. But guys, anyway, so that's it for today. Make sure you liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Peace out, man.